It's your boy Zappa, King of the Giant Robots, and welcome to your tactical forecast for the month of April 2021. Starting on the 1st, Super Robot Wars Neo will continue for the first and second day of the month, and then skip forward until Friday the 9th for episode 40, and Saturday the 10th for the final episode, taking over that day's 3 p.m. Saturday afternoon movie. It is the finale. There's a script to read with everybody's goodbyes and parting ways, as well as the credits to roll. I think the deliberately long episode on a Saturday is a fitting place to put such a large episode. It'll be a movie. Be prepared. Replacing that and filling the gap in the schedule that creates will be Super Robot Wars HD on the PlayStation 3. Recently, Sony announced that they will be permanently closing the PlayStation 3, PSP, and PlayStation Vita online stores. You will not be able to make purchases on those platforms after July, I believe, June or July. And while I don't think this will happen, I don't want to run the risk of not being able to have ever played this game. I've had it since 2014 when it was a pre-order bonus for Robot Wars Z3 Part 1, but my PlayStation 3 is also older than that. I don't want to lose my chance while I have it. While the episodes I've recorded so far are under an hour, production time tends to go into the 2 or 3 hour range because I've yet to devise an efficient formula for taking the data and then inserting the data, because I am completely creating the Akarasu wiki page for this game. It didn't exist until the first day I recorded. I believe that was the 27th. And I've had to fill in the spells, the items, and relocate every item drop that exists. But I'm actually having fun. Prepare for the hero, at guy. Yes, the hero at guy. Continuing to take our Saturday, Sunday, and Monday noon slots, our alternating weeks of Robot Wars 64 and Hitomi no Man. I assure you that once Robot Wars HD finishes, 64 will take over the main slot, but that appears that it might create an almost perfect time sync so that it won't be in that slot, and I might be starting 2 new Robot Wars games at the same time. Alpha 2 will happen after HD. On Saturdays, our Saturday afternoon movie at 3 p.m. continues to be in a proper order of Sailor Moon RPG, Front Mission 3, Final Fantasy VI, and Omori, barring interjections. And of course, this month we are having a very specific and known interjection, so that will simply move that front mission into the next day, and that rotation will continue for the foreseeable future. Fridays at 3 p.m. will no longer be Gunpla videos. As I explained in my State of the Robot 2021 video, and I'll keep this as short as I can, the passion, the time, and the numbers aren't there for me to continue doing Gunpla reviews at this time. It is something I would like to come back to and finish what I started. But as a replacement, I will be finishing things that I started, or not, as the case may be. On a few Fridays, as chosen by Roulette, we will be seeing the return of Gundam vs. Zeta Gundam. And once I bring up my list real quick, other games that are on that particular list, Robot Wars 1 is now forcing the rotation, is Super Robot Wars Compact 1, Kagero, The Return of Dragon Seeds, and we will have an episode of What Is? Actually, we'll have 2 episodes because something very recently happened. As for things that recently happened, I was in another stream the day before this, the 31st. And I so happened to win a game from that streamer. So that will be appearing on the channel, that game. Look forward to that. SSX3 is also a game that I've been itching to replay, so that may go on a Free Play Friday. I purchased that recently. And as a small story, I discovered during the month of March that there is a system menu in the WonderSwan handheld. Let me take this off right here. There's a special menu that when you hold start as you turn the power on, it will bring you into a system menu that you can enter your name, your birthday, your blood type, your gender, and those factors will be read by different games and produce different effects. Sometimes there's a bonus reward, or the game will automatically fill in your name as a player or some sort, or it'll randomize your stats. And that's great. I appreciate that there was an emulator out there that went that far, and I didn't even know that menu existed. So I've got my personal WonderSwans both set up. But I went to go test that on the emulator, an emulator called Higan, Higan. And I learned that while the system menu worked, the system menu didn't save data when you closed the emulator. Meaning you would have to set it up every time you did that. So you would either have to power it on, set up your data, create a save state, and then switch games based on that save state, or never turn off the emulator itself. So don't turn off your computer either. Don't have a power outage. Instead of those things, I was able to find the Discord for the developers for that emulator, and I brought it to their attention, and they found that that data was being saved in the wrong place at the wrong time, so it wasn't retaining that data. It would be dumped and cleared out when you turn the emulator off. They fixed it within a day. I helped improve WonderSwan emulation. Hooray! I also have a backlight kit for my WonderSwan in hand, and I'm looking to partner with someone to get that installed. Possibly the True King of Space. Which means that at some juncture in April we may have a collab video going on. Who knows? I've also begun collecting the Super Robot Wars Perfect Guides. It's not as easy to get a hold of as the games, but it's cheaper, I think. There's certainly not an $800 book out there, no matter how rare they are, but they're scattered. Unfortunately, my sources on eBay were not enough to get all of the books, and in many cases, Amazon Japan is like, no, we're not shipping to the US. So I've had to scour the internet and find and pick through and locate books. I purchased all of the compact books and Impact from eBay, and that's in one package. I'm waiting on a second package to come in with more books, and then a third one with the expensive game. That'll become an unboxing video for the month. But then it got difficult. I found a few books on PlayAsia, but as it turns out, all of those are out of stock or unavailable through their sources. So I had to purchase them from other websites in Japanese. And then going through those sites, I accidentally learned that even Robot Wars XO got a perfect guide. Awesome, right? Yeah, cool. It's not actually that expensive. It was just a pain in the butt to get through. And thus I learned the power of Buyee. B-U-Y-E-E. I know people that keep up with several Gunpla reviewers, the big popular ones, some of them are sponsored by Buyee. And I didn't think I'd ever need to do it. But a friend of mine, he showed me that that's the move. And I paid about $60 in total for the Robot Wars XO guide. Now, the biggest problem I have with going through and collecting all the books is twofold. I don't have a place to put them yet. I can figure something out. And less so that how do I say this? When looking through my sources, particularly my eBay sources for the guides, mixed in there are a lot of lore and story and art books, and it's not always immediately clear which book is a guide and which book is a lore or story book, lore or art, excuse me. So it's hard to determine when Robot Wars F would have 3 books, F Final would have 3 books, F and F Final as one book would have 2 or 3 editions. And then there's other books that I can't tell if those are just something else. And there's not like there's a database of these things. I don't want the lore books. I want the guide books. I want the data that will help me fill out the wiki. Because I've already come this far. We may as well plow through. I think I finally did that on the 3rd take. So, brief review if you skip to the end. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday continues to be the main Robot Wars game. That goes from Robot Wars Neo and transitions into Robot Wars HD. The first game in HD. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday alternates between Robot Wars 64 and Hitman. Saturday afternoon movie is Sailor Moon the RPG, Front Mission 3, Final Fantasy VI Eternal Crystals, and Omori. Friday afternoon at 3, no longer Gunpla, now random video game. Yeah! Thank y'all for watching and listening to me ramble and prattle. If you like podcasts, go on over to the Gunpla Network, wherein in the month of April, our 4th episode of the Gundam Story and Lore podcast will go up. Our team is currently in the works for episode 5, wherein we have an actual guest and some hard times and research to do. I thank y'all for watching. Stay tuned. Hiccups. Stay tuned for more giant robot action, antics, collections, and more. And as always, good night, Space Knights.